We've got 2 more topics left before we get on to more strange things that I'll bring to the table. It's Fallout 4 or the winding down of the Wii U. So I think Joe picked last time, so Alex.
Let's do Fallout 4.
We're going in the order
Oh,
that I writ this.
well, I figured winding down with the Wii U, one on the podcast with the Wii U as well, you know.
Sounds good. So, Fallout 4. What happened?
I'll let Joe start.
Well, it was all going so well, you know,
Until
the game and everything. Until I realised I was doing the same thing over and over again, and I was actually pretty bored of it. And then I decided to finish the game, and I hadn't gone back to it until this weekend.
So why was everyone so excited for Fallout 4 and thinking it was literally going to be like the second coming of fucking Jesus? Because that's kind of how it was at E3. Fallout 4!
Yeah.
Oh my god!
Yeah. I was very excited. When they first announced Fallout 4, I couldn't believe it. I was
Yeah.
like, oh my god. Thank God.
I guess because we've been waiting so long.
Yeah.
Each E3, everyone was like, "Oh, they're going to announce a new Fallout,"
Yeah, yeah.
and they never did.
No. And I think, like, I don't think they got a lot right as well. I mean, because when I look at how much I played it, and when I saw Joe's playthrough file yesterday, how many days Joe's played through, I was like, there's a serious amount of time that's been
Wait,
invested.
how many days? We should go around the table.
Was it 1/4? I don't know. It was days. It was hours.
Oh, was it I thought yours was like 3 days.
I didn't see days.
Oh, I saw.
I left it on pause a lot as well.
Ah, right,
Like,
okay.
On PS4 it says days.
I don't know. I wouldn't actually know what mine is. I need to check.
My save file was 140 hours.
140 hours?
Yeah,
Oh, that's way more than me.
yeah.
See, I reckon I was probably like 80, 90.
What is it? Mine was like almost 4 days. So it's like 90 hours, isn't it?
Yeah.
Roughly. So Joe, you're the expert then.
I have played it a lot. But yeah, maybe that's why I got bored of it.
I mean, we did put it at 6th on our Game of the Year list. So, I mean, it is a good game.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
But why it kind of feels like to me that the bounce back off it coming out is there's not many people who were massively impressed by it.
I just felt like there was less of those moments, like the wacky side quests and kind of the things. The dialogue, I think, especially, was a big letdown for a lot of people.
Yeah.
Obviously, there's mods on PC, but they just really show you how bad the options are you get to choose from.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I guess that's a sort of probably the biggest problem, I guess, is that you kind of end up throughout the game, like we said earlier today, that you end up just doing a lot of the stuff over and over and over again. And I guess the thing, what I didn't realise I was doing the same stuff over and over and over again, because I think I was just loving the idea of playing Fallout. I was quite enjoying like my playthrough and everything, and I was truly invested in that game. And it was only when I finished it, when I decided this is going to be when I do the main quests, that I was kind of like, oh, okay, I'm pretty done. After that final mission, I was like, platinum, and that was kind of it. And I guess I just kept, because I think the thing was I left the final mission for a long time as well. I know you did it pretty quickly, but I was just kind of like, I'm going to save that.
Yeah.
And I think that kind of helped me, because if I would have done it earlier, I feel like I would have just stopped whenever I did that final mission.
I feel like the side missions and like the side content in Fallout 4 just pales in comparison to both New Vegas and 3, and I don't know why.
Yeah, and yeah.
It is a settlement building. And all the quests, all the locations that you're missing because of the settlements.
Yeah.
And the rubbish quests that they give you at them settlements.
Yeah.
Because the quests are pretty much the exact same for each settlement. It's like I said before, it's either go clear this, or go find this, or this person's been kidnapped or something. But they all do the exact same thing, and there's a load of settlements. So then realistically, think about it, all those settlements that have been placed there, you're missing out a load of like maybe a little additional quest or whatever.
It feels less like a wasteland, I guess.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, because I think a lot of my like best time in New Vegas was literally just walking through the desert,
Yeah.
then getting killed by those stupid mozzies, whatever they're called. What are they called? You know what I mean?
Enemy that flies.
Yeah, the little
Yeah.
guys. So annoying.
Yeah, so annoying they were. But I think you're right. Actually, in Fallout 4, it does feel a little bit less like a wasteland, apart from the glowing sea.
That's a cool area, and I appreciate that that's there.
And that's off the map as well.
Yeah.
I thought it was pretty cool.
Yeah, I thought, because when I first got there, you have to go find, was it Virgil? Was that his name?
Yeah.
You have to go find Virgil, and I was like, what the fuck? I was like, this is broken. Like, the curse is out on the map. This can't be right.
Yeah, no, that was pretty cool. I mean, did the sort of issues with frame rate, bugs, glitches?
I felt like I had less than normal.
Yeah, I don't think I had. I think I maybe had 1 or 2 crashes near the end of my sort of playthrough, but throughout the start, I
3 or
was,
4 for me, I'd say.
I was pretty good.
I mean, I feel I had less crashes. I think I've had 1 crash actually than like the other Fallouts, but I feel like I had like more bugs and glitches. Like I think I told you guys the other day, I know we're recording a best games video for Fallout 4. Most of the footage I have was just from me recording like glitches and bugs. I have about 20 minutes of a helicopter in a lake with a man stuck to the bottom of him. So it looks like a man with a helicopter for a head is trying to swim.
They're the best kind of bugs.
Yeah, and then I've got one where there's a chair and a gun have attached to each other, and it's just going around. It's like the chair like just has a mind of its own. But I mean, should Bethesda be allowed to get a pass with these things because of the ambition and scope of the game?
I guess, I mean, that's the thing. When you're going to do a game this big, it's always going to have, like, bugs are going to be inevitable because it's just there's going to be something that's missed. Or because of the scale of it, there's going to be something that like overlaps or whatever. It's just...
Do you remember many problems with The Witcher?
I was just about to ask that.
Because that's kind of the only comparison we can make with it, I guess.
Yeah, not really. I mean, I can remember a couple of times when you kill the big monsters. You know, when you've killed them, a couple of times I had where they like bug through the floor a bit. But other than that, it was like pretty minimal.
I mean, do you think The Witcher... I mean, I don't like Witcher 3.
We're aware.
But, just to make it clear.
Just in case.
It's not I hate it, but I don't get why everyone loves it. But anyway, I'll stop sidetracking. But do you think because that has come out and a lot of people have loved that game and appreciate what it does this year, that it's kind of showing up Bethesda a little bit?
Yeah,
because of
I
that?
do.
I think from the story side,
Yeah, because I mean, you know what we were saying about this whole settlement thing in Witcher. I feel like Witcher. I don't know what it's like in terms of like the map scale. I don't know what it's like in comparison to Fallout, but I feel like it's a ton bigger.
It's massive.
Like, you know, and each little place you go to, the quests again feel very different. You get some really unique sort of things in there, and they are like much more interesting. And from that, you get much more interesting dialogue as well because of the sort of.
There's a lot more side quests as well in The Witcher.
So many side quests.
So I've done like 40 hours in The Witcher, but I feel like I've played a full game. Whereas in Fallout, I know I've put like 80, 90 hours into it, but I can recall more moments from The Witcher than Fallout.
I almost felt like there was something missing from like I said when I finished Fallout, I felt like there was something missing. I was just a bit like.
it's not quite how I wanted this to end.
Yeah, I was just kind of
Yeah.
like. I think you know what I think the big problem for me in Fallout. Well, it wasn't a big problem, but where it went a bit weird was when you get obviously at the start of Fallout, your mission is to find your son.
Yep.
That is your sole purpose, kind of thing. But then after playing for 30, 40 hours, you almost feel like that goal's gone. Like you kind of forget,
Yeah.
and then when you finally do reveal,
It's not quite as epic as it's meant to be.
yeah, you kind of get to that point, and I feel like it's just a bit like, okay, so now what? Now I'm just suddenly completely okay with everything, and I'm just going to be living in this this is the world I live in now, and I'm
Yep.
stuck with it. And you just kind of like accept it. It's just a bit, I don't know. Because I remember when it first happened to me, when you first see him, and it's like, oh, your son, I was a bit like, what? Hold on a second. And that was like an interesting twist and all, but I just felt like I went flat after there.
Yeah.
Because and all it is these people, these, what are they called? The 4 factions, essentially. 3? 4? There are 4.
Four?
There's 4.
I just feel like all it is after that point is the 4
Well,
factions
if
are
you call the
convincing
railroad
you.
a faction, I don't know. Anyway.
But yeah, I just feel like those 4 factions are pretty much convincing you to sort of side with them, and that becomes your story. And that's why I guess it just fell flat, because it's kind of like their only goal is to kill each other. That is what it is.
Yeah. Yeah, there's not really a...
There wasn't one that was like, oh yeah, we're working towards something other than just eliminating.
Well, that's why I wanted to be the Minutemen.
Because you feel like they would do something
Because they
different.
would be the ones that would be best for the Wasteland.
Yeah. See, I think the thing with the Minutemen is I found that like the quests became boring because they were the ones, the settlement quests, weren't they?
They're only like
A settlement needs your help.
Yeah, and
There's
it's
only
like
like 3 or 4
the
unique
shock
quests
horror.
you can get from them.
Yeah, that's
Actual
what.
story missions.
I feel like the Minutemen was never really an option because.
Yes, I
like,
didn't even know it was until you told me. Like,
That's
I
the
didn't-
thing, like, it wasn't even obvious. It was
Yeah.
probably the worst ending, I thought.
I bought like I got like Fallout 4 guidebooks. I always buy them, to be honest with you. And I never knew till I read in there that the Minutemen was a genuine sort of option. I thought it was
Yeah.
Institute, Brotherhood, or those shitty railroad
Yeah.
people.
and especially because like with the Minutemen, they don't have like a home base, do they? It's pretty much Sanctuary becomes
It's your settlement.
like yeah,
It's wherever you put Preston.
exactly. Yeah, yeah, exactly.
They just bugs you
So
constantly.
then you don't really ever have a place where you feel like, oh yeah, this is home base. Obviously, you get the castle, which is kind of like, oh yeah, it could be nice, but
That's where there's like a mission where you got to defend against waves
yeah.
of...
But it's certainly not
It's
like when you like even the railroad. We all agree that the railroad are crap, but you
Yeah.
know, when you go to the railroad, they
I
have their
went
own.
pretty far, Railroad. There's some pretty interesting quests.
The best thing about Fallout 4
Murphy
is
Railroad.
literally when I went into the railroad and just destroyed
Yeah.
all of them. Every
Yeah.
single one of them.
Do you know what confused me though? Is why I wasn't allowed to take all the loot afterwards. It was like cast of stealing. I was like, they're dead now. It's mine.
Just take it.
Yeah. Well, I did obviously.
Okay.
Oh, I just
I
wasn't
thought
happy
you
with it.
didn't take it.
I just wasn't happy they were trying to tell me I'm stealing it.
I killed them, but I will not steal your bomb.
You have to join up first, you can steal it.
Yeah.
And then kill him after.
Yeah.
So I think the other thing I wanted to bring up, we spoke a little bit about settlement as well, is the power armor,
Yeah.
which was slightly different the way it was done in this game compared to the
Yeah.
last game. How do you think about, or what do you think about how that was handled?
I quite like the power arm actually. I didn't mind it. I mean, the thing about it was I felt I had to tell myself to use it because I could have quite happily gone without it, but I wanted to make sure I kept using it to sort of get the full sort of experience, I guess.
I feel like giving you power armor in the first couple of seconds kind of defeats the whole point of power armor.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I was going to say that.
yeah,
Like in the other games, you had to work to get
Yeah.
your power armor.
yeah.
And it meant a lot when you got it. You just stumble across it all the time. I found so many sets of armor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kind of store it all.
I mean, you see like pictures of people who have built their own house and they've got like 20 power armors. I mean, in
That's
like,
literally what I did.
Yeah.
I had like an Iron Man shelf.
I've
of
got 8.
power armors.
yeah, I've got 8, I think. But yeah, I totally agree with you, Joe, on that. They just give you it within a couple of minutes.
yeah, it's very true.
Just straight away.
And then you go instantly kill a Death Claw.
It's pretty much
it's nothing.
Yeah, it's like the first thing you
Level
do.
2.
The first real mission.
Death Claw dealt with, no problem.
Yeah, that is kind of weird. I hope they revert back to what they did before, because it did feel like a sense of like achievement, like getting the power armor.
I want Obsidian to do the next one
Yeah.
to see what their response is to this.
Obsidian needs to make Alpha Protocol 2. You guys probably have no idea what that is.
I remember you talking about Alpha.
I remember seeing the
Protocol.
picture of it, like
It's like the first ever RPG spy stealth game. And do you know what? It was brilliant. It was brilliant. But never mind. Obsidian, get on. I don't know who owns that. Sega.
Yeah, good old
Your favourite.
Sega.
Look out for that Kickstarter in
Where's
2021.
the Dreamcast 2?
I wasn't on Dreamcast.
They're not.
It was on PS3 because I had trophies for it.
Oh, okay.
I lent it to my friend actually. He never gave it back. No, he didn't. Okay. That's what I'm doing after this
Cutting down.
podcast. Getting back for Alpha Protocol. One more thing I want to bring up about Fallout 4 is should Nick Valentine get his own game? He was fantastic.
did you do all his side stuff?
Yeah.
Yeah? Did you do
What was his thing? What was his buff at the end? That's how I can remember. I can never remember. I don't think I did it for him actually.
I think it gave you another hacking attempt. Maybe.
I don't know. I can't remember. To be fair, what was his final mission? What was his?
You had to go around and collect a load of these holotapes from all the police stations because you're trying to crack the case of...
Oh no, I didn't do that.
Yeah.
It was really good.
That's
It
what it
was-
sounds like.
It was very good.
Yeah, we need to bust these joints. I don't know. Whatever. I thought he was brilliant. He's the best companion. Why would you take anyone else with you?
I quite like Curie.
Actually, it was alright. She's
Yeah.
quite funny. Actually.
I quite like Codsworth at the start just because I thought he sounded funny.
Oh, I didn't realise I could take him with me.
Yeah, I thought he was really quite good.
He was well too...
He was YOLO, is what he was. Like, he sees people and he's like, flame on! And he just goes mental.
He'd always disapprove of stuff I was doing, so I had to let him go.
Yeah,
Oh, really?
Strong was like that as well, didn't like anything.
Oh,
Really annoying.
yeah. I
So you
forgot
get in
about
power armor and he's like,
Strong.
dislike. I'm like, fuck off, mate. Like,
Who else is there?
Dog, obviously. Dog meat.
Dog meat.
He doesn't judge you. He's a nice
He's
little
a
follower.
ledge, isn't he?
It's
Yeah.
the second best dog of the year.
Did you ever take the Irish chick out? Mag, was her name Mag?
Kate.
Kate.
Yeah, it was Kate.
Kate. Yeah, sometimes. She was
Took
quite
her out a
funny.
little bit, yeah, she was alright.
Yeah. Piper.
Oh yeah, yeah.
She's like the first proper companion you
Yeah.
get. She's alright. It's a bit weird, but
Yeah.
I feel like Nick Valentine was the cream of the
Yeah.
crop.
He was good to have around.
That story's fantastic. I just love his voice. There's some detective work. Anyway, we'll stop that. Any more of Fallout 4 before I go insane with Nick Valentine impressions?
I think that about covers it.
So what do they need to do, Bethesda, before they move on to Elder Scrolls? Because I kind of feel like the public, in general, is at a point where this sort of style is petering out and becoming a bit boring. Because the last 5 games they've made, well, okay, they didn't make New Vegas, but Fallout 4, New Vegas 3, Skyrim and Oblivion, all kind of the same thing, just iterating on each other.
Yeah, very much so. Just like it's basically like it's like the next version of it. It's not
Different
like
areas of the
a
same
specific
world.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
I guess the question is, did they try something completely fresh? That's not a Elder Scroll or a Fallout game. Essentially, try something new.
Like a new... I don't know, I think they're okay doing another Elder Scrolls, but it just has to be a new system. It can't be like the whole...
New engine, new everything.
Yeah.
Well, was Fallout 4 not running on a new engine?
No, it was the same one as
Was it? Yes,
they've
because
been using forever.
that makes sense.
I guess that's the big step, isn't it?
I also think Fallout 4 originally started on PS3 and 360.
That would make sense.
They're going to
Because
start working on it, kind of thing. And then
apparently Fallout 4 was being worked on from 2009.
really,
So I think it got to a point where they were like, "Oh shit, these new consoles are coming out. Just make it look better. Chuck an extra 20 points on the end of that code or whatever." So maybe that had a thing with it as well, but
I guess that would be the next step, really. It's like when games are sort of get their specific engines for the new console sort of thing, they can take it out that next sort of level.
I kind of hope that Cyberpunk from CD Projekt
what was
Red
It's going to be amazing, by the way.
comes out the same year as the next Elder Scrolls.
Yeah.
I'm all in on Cyberpunk, by the way. That appeals
That's more
to me.
your cup of tea.
Yeah.
That appeals to me.
Less Dungeons and Dragons, more
Yeah,
It does look very cool.
more
Deus
just
Ex
fucking
kind of.
Deus
Yeah.
Ex, RoboCops, and just whatever else. Kojima's. Saying the
Kojima.
endings. Whatever. That stuff appeals to me. But yeah, so I think we'll end our little Fallout 4 chat on that, which